Hey. Welcome to Why?
Why?
Because we
Because we
said so.
said so.
I just did it on my own time. I said, shit, look, we're going to both be our own authentic self and not try to catch up with the other. What's going on, y'all? I'm Jamie.
And I'm Sonia.
And we have a lot to talk about today. It is cray. Sonia, did you put it on the site that we're live? I forgot
I
to ask you.
did.
Oh, you
See?
did? Yeah.
Yes,
I
I
know. I'll
did.
be forgetting. It's been a busy day, so I forgot for real.
Nope, I did it.
Anyway, so we got a lot to talk about today. We talking about y'all married folk now. We
I
talking
know.
about
I
y'all
want to talk
married.
about anybody in a committed relationship.
I see. For me,
You can stick
committed
to the
is.
married people, but I want to know what anybody in a committed relationship.
I think for me, you in a committed relationship when you sign that dotted line.
Mm-hmm.
So anything else, you girlfriend, boyfriend.
Yeah, but if I say you my girlfriend or you my boyfriend and you said that I'm yours and we exclusive, I want to know, is there any boundaries?
I don't know. See,
You know, so y'all, we've already not even been able to say the boundaries of what we want to talk about because we
we
cannot
already
even agree what
disagreeing.
is and what isn't.
Wait a minute, we already disagreeing. Lord have mercy. Look, people, committed relationship. Have him sign that paper. He gets sick, guess what? You go to the doc, he go to the doctor. You ain't fighting with mama, kids, nobody. That's committed. Anyway, go ahead, Sonya. Tell them what we talking about.
So we're talking about, are there any boundaries? So let me tell you what happened. I was watching an episode of Bel Air, and for those who don't know, that's a remake of The Fresh Prince of Bel Air. So the mother and father in the series, the Philip and the Viv, yeah, Aunt Viv and Philip, they were having some issues. You know, they felt like they were kind of growing apart, getting a little stale. So they went on this trip and they ran into another couple that was a friend of theirs. So when they got there, they were on this island. It was Punta something. It wasn't Punta Cana, which, you know, the one I know. It was Punta something else. And so they were talking and they started talking about all the different things that they do and everything to keep their, you know, their marriage spicy and everything like that. So the person was saying that the lady says that she actually has a 25-year-old. I guess I'm not gonna call him a sneaky link because the husband knows about him. So she has some 25-year-old guy that she, you know, gets with on occasion. They also do swapping. So because they almost roped in Phil and Viv, but they were like, you know, they kind of played you, making you think that they were going to get caught up in that situation. But of course, at the end, they were like, nah, that ain't for us. So, what are your boundaries? I mean, like, what do you have boundaries in your relationship? Or, you know, is there like anything goes? Can your person, you know, can they look at other people and tell you, oh, that look good or whatever? Because we know people look, but how much information about looking can they share to you? I mean, what are your boundaries?
Now
Okay, I'm sorry.
sharing information, like to see a say if me and Rocky walking down the street and he see a chick and he's like, dang, she's fine. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, she is nice looking. I don't care about that. I mean, I really could care less. Whatever. I mean, everybody fine in their own right as far as I'm concerned. So whatever. But to walk down the street and you say, "Oh, she fine," and I'm gonna get her number and see if I can bring her home, that's a whole different situation. These people are out of line. Now, look, you're in a marriage. You got to make that marriage work before you start trying to bring other folks into the marriage. I mean, you look, if you do all of that stuff, when all that excitement and all that newness wears off, it's over for y'all. I promise you. You're going to end up divorced. Nothing. Look, marriages have different ups and downs and all of that. That's what happens. I remember, I mean, I was married for 35 years and together for 49, I think, something like that. Anyway, I remember it would be times in the marriage where we're both like, I'm kind of bored right now, you know. So then we get up and do something like take a trip or, you know, say, okay, we're going to start going out more, or we're going to go to the park more. We're going to start walking. I mean, like there was things to, you know, add a little bit of spice, not going out saying, let me find somebody to bring in my bed. That's going to cause a problem. Be clear. You're not going to survive. It's not, you're not, if you want to be married, you're not going to survive. I'm sorry.
And you know, I thought it was so odd because they said it brought the spark back. So it was like, so so my niece said, looking is okay, that's normal. We all look, but it's called having a disrespectful eye where the problem come in at, and no one else is coming into my bedroom. I know that's right. But it's so weird because it's like, how did you said you lost that spark for that person, but having sex with somebody else or bringing somebody else into your relationship helped you get your spark back for your person?
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
No, that's not going to help you get the spark back for your person. If you
I'm
lost
like,
the spark,
how does that help you get? That just seems like you want to do some stuff. Okay, and I know there are people out there that have like these different things that excite them and things like that. Okay, well, yeah, you say that, but to say that that's what brings you excitement about your person, that's just
that
strange to me,
how?
because your person should be able to be that person that sparks you, not have to
Look,
have somebody else.
that is, if you lost the spark for your person, you got to work that out with your person. There's no
Right.
way in the world you doing that is going to bring the spark back for your person. You're screwing someone else. How does that bring a spark back for your person? Watching
Right.
them screw somebody else, maybe you get excited like, oh, I like him now because, you know, no. So I think that people need to realize what is missing, right?
Right.
Figure out what's missing before you try to implement and bring other things and other people into your into your marriage. Science talks about relationship. I'm talking about marriage.
I'm talking about the whole gambit. If you feel like that's what
I'm
you're
talking
seeing or
about marriage.
whatever.
Look, marriages are gonna go up and down, up and down. Ain't nobody gonna be happy all day. You get to the point where you come home from work, you coming in the house, you going to bed, or you're dealing with the kids or whatever, and then it's like you're almost like a disconnect from that person. You have to work on being connected to that person.
Right.
Working on the connection with that person does not mean bringing someone else into your home. Look, you got to work it out. You got to figure out, look, are we, you know, there's boundaries you set up in a marriage. I remember when I first got married, we were young. I got married at 20 years old. You know, I wasn't even 21, wasn't even old enough to go in a club. So when it was time for me to go in clubs and stuff, you know, I wasn't going to be hanging out like most people at 2021. We hanging out at 3, 4 in the morning. I couldn't do that. I was married. You know, I had a husband. So, you know, we always had a thing. It was like, okay, what is the limit, the time limit that where one needs to we need to come in. My thing was I wasn't really tripping. I probably should have been tripping, but I wasn't. And I said, don't let the sun catch you.
Ooh,
You
that's
know,
late.
that's late.
That's
Now,
late.
what you heard me say, I probably should have been tripping,
Right, because that's
but I
late.
wasn't, right? I just said, don't let
But
the
you were
sun catch
young. You were just learning marriage. That
you. I
you
was
know.
young.
We think
I
about
was
things
20.
differently.
I was a Right. I was a baby. You know, I mean, like you look back on it now like a 20-year-old, you know, but
Look,
that was our
we can't
thing.
stay
It's like,
out that
okay,
late now anyway, so it don't even matter.
for sure. It's like, don't somebody told me, oh, it started at 10. I'm like 10 a.m. If you think I'm leaving the house to go someplace at 10 p.m., 10 p.m., I'm in my pajamas in my bed,
Girl,
winding
world
all the way
change.
down.
Stuff
Wait,
change.
I done been in the bed an hour by 10 p.m. But so you have to set the boundaries. I agree. You get into a marriage, excuse me, I'm on this medication and it's making me whatever. So you get into a relationship, there are boundaries. People don't think they need to talk about these things. You really do. You need to know what's acceptable for coming in the house. Don't think, well, I ain't got to ask nobody's permission. Your marriage won't last. It won't last. If you want a lasting relationship, you have to come together with that person. And y'all need to discuss things that seem very little, but can grow up to be very, very big.
Yes.
Because if you think you're going to hang out every weekend with your homegirls or your homies at 3, 4 in the morning, that's not over time. One of y'all are going to stop. And the one that didn't stop, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah. Remember we didn't talk about it, but I remember we shared this story about this guy. I think the guy was like in his 40s, and he married the girl and she was in her 20s, and he kind of played the role for a while that he liked to go out and he liked to dance and stuff. And then he realized that it was wearing him out, and the girl still wanted to go out and she still wanted to party and everything. And he was like, what should I do, y'all? Because I feel like I'm robbing her of her youth. And it's like, yeah, you are, because you played her, because you knew that y'all didn't have anything in common, but you just wanted, the young girl. So now you can't even keep up with her.
Exactly.
So, like, we changed. So y'all had nothing in common, but you married her anyway, and you didn't have a discussion, and now you don't even know how to have a discussion with her to say, hey, I'm tired. I work all day. I have a hard, stressful job. I work all day, because she still wants to party. Because you set her up to do it.
And she's not trying to hear it.
Right.
You probably met her in the club. You met her in the club. Now you want to come home and you're not winding down. I mean, like, you're not still running the way you were when you were in your 20s. It's just not possible. I don't care who it is. Nobody's running that much like in the 20s. I mean, in the 20s, you're like, man, I remember changing clothes in the car to go to work. Like, girl. Oh my God. Like, I can't wait to finish this day, and then the day is over, and then you get off work, and it's like, what else were you doing today?
Look, my niece said, to bring back the spark, you go to the grown-up store, get y'all some toys, get you some sexy lingerie, and you bring it back. Seek some counseling. If that don't work, then y'all are probably not compatible. As far as when it comes to you know what's disrespectful and what's not. Just make sure it's respectable to the union. And this is so funny because my cousin told me, like, my cousin has been married. I think she's been married close to 30-something years now. And that's what she told me. She said that, girl, she said, shoot, you've been married that long. You got to go out. You got, do you a little thing. They have stuff, and think about stuff and stuff like that. She said, but you don't go out and talk about you got to bring somebody else in to help you keep a spark. That he's just like, no, that kind of stuff just doesn't make any sense. And this is so funny because this was years and years ago. I used to do proofreading, and I cannot remember this guy's name, but this guy wrote this book because I used to do proofreading, and he wrote this book about this couple. So the couple went on this vacation, and they met this lady, and they invited this lady into their marriage. They moved, they came back home. They still was having this thing with this lady. Kind of find out both of them on their own fell in love with this woman. And so both of them were secretly doing things with this woman to the point that they ended up breaking up because both of them wanted the woman. And it's like,
well, who she end up going with?
Nobody. None of them ended up together. All of them were just unhappy at the end because it was so ridiculous, the fact that they even brought her in the first place, Right. But the whole moral of the book was just about that type of stuff, and how you have to work out things together without bringing somebody else into your mess.
Right. Oh, of course. But see, that's the thing, though. People don't talk about the small. People don't talk about the big stuff. People don't talk about nothing. They just get married. Ooh, he handsome. Ooh, he's 6 feet. Ooh, he makes 6 figures. Ooh, he asked me to marry him. Nobody talks about the real stuff, right? The stuff that does not seem important, but are important. The stuff, I mean, simple stuff. Like, even as far as when do you want to have kids? I ain't ready to have kids, but when will you be ready? Because maybe you won't ever be ready. Don't you think that's important to know? You know, so worrying about boundaries and all of that stuff is a real deal. You have got to submit, you got to sit down, almost submit the application and say, this is the stuff that's important to me. I want to know on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is this stuff to you?
Exactly.
You know,
and you know, hi, Nerese. And it's another thing too to me when you talk about like, you know, you said you could look at somebody, you could say, oh, that person is attractive or something like that. But like, what I don't want you to do is look at the person and say a part of that person is attractive. Like, take her or him as a whole. But don't tell me one part of that person looks good to you, because I don't want to hear that.
Wait a minute. What you mean? You like her legs? You like them big legs, and you know my legs skinny.
Right. I don't want to hear that. And look, I can back Fred up to a wall, so please don't tell me about the back part of him. No.
That's hilarious. Oh my God, you done broke it all the way down.
No.
Levert, you can only say she looks nice as a whole. Look. Ooh, I love her short haircut. Excuse me, sir.
Now, you know what? I don't mind about the haircut. I don't care about it, because I can do what I want with my hair. But I can't change none of this. This right here, I can't do nothing with this. This is right here is what God gave me. I'm not paying to do nothing with it. This right here is what it is.
Oh my God, hilarious.
Because I'm gonna tell you, so this is funny. This is funny. You know, when we talk, I look back at pictures of me and him. Like, he has had the same bald head. He's either had a little bit of a beard or a mustache. But I swear I've had 40 different hairstyles since me and him been together. Right. So it's just funny.
Yeah, but you know, but you know, seriously, the boundaries people nowadays, especially, you know, because no one wants anyone to tell them what to do or how they need to respond or whatever. And that's really not realistic in a marriage. It's not. And so if you all are out there and thinking, "Ooh, I really want to get married," and on the next hand you're going, "Ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do," you really don't want to get married. You really don't, because your husband or your wife is going to say no. Okay, on Wednesdays, I need you to come straight home from work because blah, 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 blah. On Wednesday, me and my boys go hang out. Nah, that's not going to happen, sir. I need you here on Wednesdays. You know, that's, I mean, it's compromise. It's reality. It's marriage. If you are in a marriage and your spouse is still hanging out like they did when they were 20 and y'all are now 40, y'all got bigger problems than exactly. You know. You have bigger problems. You have got to, in a marriage, it is all about compromise. It's compromise. You know, you're going to have to take the good with the bad. You know what? His family does this. Just think even about holidays. In certain families, Christmas is everything. Yep. Everything. So every Christmas, you're going to be going to your husband's family. Oh, no, but my family, we get together. But this is what, I mean, it's hard. It is not, you have to compromise. You know, I mean, I just don't think people really take marriage as serious as it is. Yeah, it really is serious, and especially if you're sitting back and we in the not we as you and I, but we as a society all over the world. It's not a black thing. It's not a white thing. It's not a Hispanic. It's all over the world. We have taken marriage almost as a joke now. I mean, when people are coming in and they're, you know, I'm gonna do what I want to do, and nobody's gonna tell me this, and you know, all of this. That's not reality, people. It's not. You have figure out how to be a spouse before becoming a spouse. That way, you exactly have to be divorced.
Yep. Hang around with somebody who can tell you how to be a spouse, or who can show you without even having to really tell you. And one thing I would advise people, and this is something I know we do a lot of, is that when we see somebody doing something that that really bothers us, that we don't really put our, that we know goes beyond what we feel like
Right.
is a boundary breaker, tell them.
Right.
Be honest with them. Don't just suck it up because you want to keep the peace. You know,
Right.
even with me, you know, I have a tendency, and you know, I was told, and I've been told, because I know me. You know, I am a type A personality. And sometimes it is hard for me to say I'm wrong. What? See how I had to swallow before that even came
Oh
out?
my God.
So it is. It's hard for me to
That's
sometimes
funny.
admit, like, I'm working on it, and I think I'm a lot better than I used to be. But I don't like to be wrong. It's something that is in me that makes me. I have a very competitive nature, and it's something in me that just I hate to be wrong, and so that's something that I'm really trying to work on. So I have been told that, but if, like with Levert, if it's something that I'm doing or saying, like, it's very important for me for him to tell me before it gets to a point where either, you know, that it's a problem. Right. So, but I want people in any relationship to do that. Tell that person, like, right. If you have someone that your spouse gets off of work at 5, but they never get home until 8 or 9 o'clock every night, and it's like, why are you getting home so late? Nip that in the bud.
Right.
Don't let that become a habit. Because if you let it become a habit, they're going to keep doing it. And then by the time you finally decide to say something, they're going to say, but I've been doing this for 5 years and you ain't saying it. Now you're tired and you want to say, no, nip that in the bud.
Right. Yeah, because you have to have respect. I mean, that's just respect. You know, I mean, and my biggest problem with myself, I don't have a problem being wrong. But boy, I can be petty Betty. I'm like,
yes, we know, showing up at that wedding, telling that baby that you ain't her daddy.
Look, let me tell you, I'm going to be clear with you. You do something to me, I'm going to teach you a lesson. I promise you. When you least expect it, the lesson's coming. I promise you that lesson coming. We can sit and laugh and talk all day long, and then all of a sudden it's going to be bam, and then I'm going to go, remember when you did? I'm petty. I know I'm petty. It's terrible. I agree.
Dear Heavenly Father, touch Petty right now, Lord. Please help her. Help me too, Lord. But help Petty too, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay.
Amen. Look, my daughter says, because I'm like, do this. She's like, I'm not doing that. That's ridiculous. Why are you like that? I'm like, girl, I'm a get back girl. I'm going to get back. I'm going to get back. I'm going to get you back. I promise you. It's terrible. It is horrible. But I live by that. I'm like, oh no, you want to see how I feel? Let me show you. I'm going to show you how I feel. I'm going to get the perfect time, and then I'm going to go, boom. The hammer's coming down. Boom.
Lord. Hear my cry, Lord. Hear my cry.
It's terrible. I agree. It's horrible. But it's just who I am. And I don't even know if I want to change it. That's the sad part.
Oh, Lord.
Because I think people need to need to learn. That's how you learn.
Girl, I'm getting ready to send you a case of anointed olive oil. You tell your daughter to pour it over your head.
No, I don't do it with the mean spirit. I do it with the teaching you.
Is that what we calling it now?
That's what we call
This is a teaching moment.
It's a teaching moment, baby. No, but seriously, in a marriage, I want you all to set boundaries. Seriously. And that does not mean going to somebody saying you got to come in the house at 10 o'clock or da. That's silly. You know, if both of you are adults, even if you get married young, I mean, like I said, I was married at 20 years old. We had to set boundaries. I'm not gonna look up and it's 4 in the morning. Well, I did say at that time, don't let the sun catch you. Rocky's like, what that mean? I said, walk in here and the sun is up. You gonna find out.
He was like, oh, I don't need to. I got all night.
Right, exactly. I admit. But you have to discuss, still hanging out with your girlfriends or your homeboys when you're married. Set boundaries. You cannot look, no married couple need to be hanging out with their homegirls, homeboys every weekend. You don't. You just don't. Single people do single people stuff. And if you're a married person in a single group, 9 times out of 10, you doing single people stuff too. Set the boundaries.
I know that's right.
Really, it's that simple. If you and your homegirls are hanging out, and I'm going to talk about women because I'm a woman. If me and my girls, and they're single, and we hanging out in the club every weekend, and homeboy come up and he buying everybody drinks, I'm in that group. If homeboy come up and his friends in that come over, I'm in that group. I'm not going to leave. I'm going to be sitting there chilling with the single people. No one cares that you're married anymore. I remember
they really don't. Say,
yeah.
Oh, baby, your husband bought you a beautiful ring. I could do better than that.
Look, I know, honey, I'm married. So am I. Sir, if you don't get away from me right now, I mean, like, no one cares that you're married. They don't respect the ring. So you got to show them you're going to respect me as a married woman. You got to set the boundaries. Bringing people into your bedroom beyond the boundary. It just is. Your relationship isn't even strong enough to handle that. It's just not. Especially a new marriage. I mean, good God. You just finished screwing everybody on the planet. Why you got to bring them home? Stop. Get yourself together if that's where you want to be. If you want to be married, you already know what single life is about. You've been out there. Now you get married. Set the boundaries for both of you. It's like a prenup agreement. We both got to agree to what we want. Just do it. I mean, it's not that hard. You can have a very successful marriage, setting boundaries and respecting each other. It is disrespectful to be sitting there and every night it's 3 of y'all in the bed. It's just disrespectful. It's just disrespectful. Because then you get mad when you walk in, you go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, you come back and they having fun. Now you mad. What you mad for? Everybody in the bed get to play.
I ain't mad at that. I'm like, I don't even understand the whole thing. So
why are you looking like that? It's the truth. It is the truth. If we all in the bed, we all get to play. You don't want that. I'm here to tell you don't want that life. That life ain't no joke. You don't want it. I'm telling you. So I've used my 30 seconds up.
That's all right.
Aren't you proud of me?
So my 30 seconds is just like Jamie said, set those boundaries, do what you need to do. Make sure that you guys talk about things before they become problems. Don't be afraid. I also know people that works really well for, and they've been married 30 years. It's just not my thing. Whew. Okay,
wait a minute. Back up. That people.
Cherie, she says she knows people that works really well for, and they've been married for over 30 years.
I'm interested in that. Now, what do they do? Tell us what they do. I'm interested in that. That what works really well for them? Having threesomes,
I guess to have
or poly.
To do the extra folk.
Are they having a threesome or are they doing poly? I'm interested.
They thrupling or what?
Right.
I don't know.
Because I mean,
she say 3 ways.
They have threesomes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, okay. Like I just cannot. I think people running around having threesomes. I just don't see it working well. I mean, how is that possible?
Oh, she said bringing others in their bedroom.
Okay.
I guess if they like-minded in it, then more power to them. But
yeah, I can't see it. Yeah, it's enough. I'm doing enough with
dealing with the one person.
Thank you, exactly. I'm like, shoot, I remember putting all I had into one. I ain't had no enough to give to nobody else. It was like, I'm gonna keep this 35-year marriage right. I know dang well I ain't got nothing for nobody extra.
Okay.
So, I don't understand. Shoot. I can only walk around in them 6-inch heels for one time.
You stupid. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Oh, I see them boots.
You know it. Hey, I pulled all the tricks out. I ain't had that for nobody else. Are you crazy? Shoot. Hey, I pulled all the tricks out. So shoot, what? There ain't nothing left in this bag, sir, for nobody else. Okay, you crazy? This bag. Wait a minute. This bag is empty. My bag.
On that note,
this bag is empty. It's empty.
Look, on that note, good night.
Good night. Love y'all.
We
will see y'all. We will see y'all next week.
Give us a time, Jamie.
Next week, Wednesday on why? Because we said so at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Mountain, and 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. Please like, share, and tell some folks about it. If you all have anything you all want to talk about, please let us know. Send us stories, inbox us. Let us know what you want to talk about. We'd love to hear what you want to talk about. We always pick what we want to talk about. We want y'all to come up with something.
Why? So anyway, because we said so. No,
because we said so. Anyway, love y'all. Y'all have a good weekend. Hump day today. So I will